viewers, I'm your host Lipakshi Khurana with another episode of South Asia Focus. Let's begin the show. India is abuzz with anticipation as it plays host to the prestigious G20 summit in New Delhi. The nation stands ready to showcase its digital prowess while actively engaging with global powers on geopolitics and climate challenges. The streets glitter and luxurious cars and the Grand Bharat Mandapam complex sparkles in anticipation. In the run-up to the event, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi underscored the importance of equality in his address at the B20 Forum, the business component of the G20 event. Let's delve into the preparations and the unfolding events of this momentous occasion. More than 450 fancy and top-notch luxury cars are getting prepared for the important G20 summit in New Delhi. According to a car rental company, they are getting luxury cars like Audi Q7, BMW 5 Series and Mercedes Maybach ready for the summit, set to take place on September 9th and 10th.
गवर्नमेंट की तरफ हमें जो रिक्वायरमेंट आई है 450 गाड़ियों से ज़्यादा रिक्वायरमेंट आई है जो दिल्ली में आई है। अब इसमें ऐसे होता है कि जैसे हम अपनी जो है वो 150 गाड़ियाँ प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, बट 150 गाड़ियों के अलावा जो बाकी गाड़ियाँ हैं वो बाकी ट्रांसपोर्ट इंडस्ट्री के लोग मिलके बना रहे हैं और उनके अलावा भी जो है मुंबई से, आगरा से, दिल्ली से, अलग अलग जगहों से, आगरा, मुंबई, पंजाब से गाड़ियाँ आ रही हैं रिक्वायरमेंट को पूरा करने के लिए।
The G20 summit, scheduled for September 9th and 10th, serves as a platform to foster consensus on various critical issues. India seeks to rally member nations behind reforms in multilateral banking systems and the formulation of a comprehensive global approach to cryptocurrencies, a burgeoning concern in today's digital age. Distinguished leaders from across the world, including US President Joe Biden, Chinese Premier Xi Jinping, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and French President Emmanuel Macron, are expected to grace the summit with their presence. Notably absent, however, will be Russian President Vladimir Putin. Recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, addressing the official G20 Forum for Global Business, asserted India's role as the torchbearer of the digital revolution.
आज भारत इंडस्ट्री 4.0 के इस दौर में डिजिटल रिवॉल्यूशन का चेहरा बना हुआ है। भारत के साथ जितनी आपकी दोस्ती मजबूत होगी, उतनी ही समृद्धि दोनों को मिलेगी।
Modi also urged the need to establish equitable partnerships for progress, asserting that sustainable markets hinge upon a harmonious balance between the interests of producers and consumers.
Friends, a profitable market can be sustained when there is a balance in the interest of producers and consumers. This also applies to nations. Treating other countries only as a market will never work. It will harm even the producing countries sooner or later. Making everyone equal partners in progress is the way forward.
As India teeters on the edge of global ascendancy, seeking permanent membership in the United Nations Security Council, the G20 summit marks a pivotal moment. India has already secured support from numerous African and other Global South countries, solidifying its role as the voice of the Global South.
The G20 discussions are expected to encompass vital global issues such as sustainable development, climate change mitigation, and strategies to combat global pandemics. These discussions underscore India's growing influence on the world stage.
Moving on, the government of Pakistan is dealing with a consistently escalating heap of problems, and the country's leaders are struggling to handle these issues, and the situation has sparked protest all over. People are really frustrated as electricity bills have shot up and everything costs more. And while the government doesn't seem to know what to do, this drama is getting intense by the day. But how long can this continue? The government will have to figure out how to calm everyone down and make things better.
In the heart of Karachi, a scene of unity and dissent played out. About 1,000 women, fed up with soaring electricity prices, took to the streets in a protest that echoed the growing frustration. Holding banners and even setting electricity bills on fire, these women voiced their concerns under the banner of Jamaat-e-Islami, a major Islamic party. The outcry has spread across Pakistan, sparked by the sting of July's power bills, which had surged due to the increased electricity prices and taxes, a concession to the International Monetary Fund for financial assistance. Soon after, the public frustration mounted. Protests erupted in various parts of the country, reflecting people's grievances.
अशराफिया को जिस तरह से सहूलतें दी जा रही हैं बिजली और पेट्रोल की, मुफ्त बिजली और मुफ्त पेट्रोल उनको दिया जा रहा है, उसका सारा दबाव अवाम के ऊपर है। हमारे बिजली के बिलों के अंदर नाजायज़ टैक्स लगाए जा रहे हैं। हम जितनी बिजली इस्तेमाल नहीं करते उससे कई गुना ज़्यादा हमसे उसके बिल लिए जा रहे हैं। बिजली के बिल इसमें कमी की जाए, नाजायज़ टैक्स ख़त्म किए जाएं और अशराफिया को जो मुफ्त बिजली और पेट्रोल फराहम किया जा रहा है ये फौरी ख़त्म किया जाए और इसके साथ ही जो है अवाम को रिलीफ दिया जाए।
Meanwhile, the Pakistani government faces its own challenges in the face of rising costs and inflation. The interim finance minister, Shamshad Akhtar, admitted to lawmakers that the government's ability to provide immediate relief was limited due to lack of fiscal space. Pakistan's economic situation remains precarious, with the government balancing on a tightrope. The $3 billion bailout package from the IMF helped avert default but came with demands to remove subsidies in the power sector, causing energy and fuel prices to rise. The plummeting Pakistani rupee added to the strain. Since the fiscal year commenced, the Pakistani rupee's value against the US dollar has dropped by 10.5%.
आवाम के बिलों में जो इतना इजाफा किया है, इतने दीगर टैक्सेस का इजाफा किया है, उन सबको फ़ौरन वापस लें, नहीं तो ये आवाम जो आज सड़कों पर आई है, कल अल्लाह ना करे कि ये कानून हाथ में ले।
Protests have erupted across the nation, united by diverse concerns, ranging from fuel prices to inflation. Amidst these challenges, the common people is feeling the burden deeply, caught in an economic whirlwind with no easy way out. In the midst of the turmoil, one fact remains clear. The government's struggles to steer the nation to stability are evident in its missteps and the growing divide between its leadership and the people. And as the drama unfolds, the question remains, can the government regain control and provide the relief the people so desperately need?
Moving on, in a tale of hardship and challenge, Sri Lanka faces a double whammy. After grappling with its worst financial crisis in decades, the nation is now hit by an unrelenting drought. This dry spell has wiped out more than 95% of essential crops, leaving the land parched and hopes dimmed. As the country strives to recover from economic troubles and nature's fury, the path ahead is laden with hurdles and a long road to restoration. Take a look.
"63-year-old H.J.M. Seneviratne stands amidst his parched fields, slicing through brittle paddy stems. The unforgiving drought has ravaged more than 95% of his crop, casting a somber shadow over the crisis-stricken Sri Lanka. This nation, still grappling with the aftermath of its worst financial upheaval in 7 decades, finds itself ensnared in a new battle against the elements.
කුඹුර අක්කර 4ක ප්‍රමාණයක් තියෙනවා. හතරෙන්ම කරලා තියෙන්නේ අක්කර 1.15ක් විතර. ඒක ඉතින් ඒකෙත් අක්කර කවාදායමක්වත් ලැබෙන්නේ නැහැ. සාමාන්‍ය දිවසර අක්කරේ දිවසර 80ක්වත් අඩුම තරමේ ගන්නවනේ. ඉතින් එහෙම 20 කොහොමදත් ලැබෙන්නේ? 20ක්වත් ලැබෙයිද කියන එක සැකයි.
The country's financial crisis, triggered by a dire shortage of foreign exchange reserves, dealt a crippling blow to the island's economy. Only through an infusion of $2.9 billion from the International Monetary Fund did Sri Lanka embark on a slow path to recovery. Inflation, once rampant, has found restraint, while the local currency has gradually fortified its position against the global market turmoil. But just when a glimmer of economic respite appeared on the horizon, the heavens withheld their bounty. The vital southwest monsoon, a lifeline for the summer harvest, faltered in the grip of El Nino weather pattern. The meteorological department's forecast casts a grim outlook, promising no respite until October. This cruel twist leaves farmers like Seneviratne in a relentless struggle.
ඒ වෙනකන් බීමටත් ජලය නැහැ. ඉතින් අපි දැන් සල්ලි වලට තමයි වතුර ගන්නත් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ලීටරයක් රුපියල් 3ක් වගේ මුදලක් දීලා තමයි ගන්න වෙන්නේ. අරගෙන දැන් ඒකත් ඒ වතුර මේ කෑන් එකකුත් දින 3කට වගේ තමයි සෑහෙන්නේ. බීමට පමණයි. ඉතින් අනික් වැඩ කරගන්න ඉතින් ඔය එහෙම තමයි හොයාගන්නේ පාරේ තියෙන ලිංග වලින්.
Traditionally abundant, Seneviratne's fields now yield a mere 150 kg of rice, a stark contrast to the usually bounty of 4.5 to 6 tons. 8 reservoirs, once teeming with life-giving water, now stand barren, laying waste to 200 acres of precious paddy fields. The country's agriculture minister paints a grim picture, projecting potential losses scaling up to 75,000 acres. Rice, an indispensable staple for the nation's 22 million citizens, stands at the precipice. The drought's far-reaching consequences extend beyond livelihoods, affecting the very water supply that sustains life. Seneviratne's daily journey to procure water by bicycle is symbolic of this newfound struggle, while his 62-year-old wife, Makama, watches helplessly as her crops wither away.
වෙනදා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි තුන් වේලම බත්තු යාගෙන කෑවා. දැන් එහෙම කන්න අපහසුයි. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් දවසට දෙවේලක් තමයි උයන්නේ. එක වේලක් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් තේ ටිකක් බීලා කොහොම හරි ඉන්නවා.
With just 100,000 rupees in their savings, the couple clings to a tenuous hope in the face of mounting expenses, demanding at least 15,000 rupees each month. As the rice crops lie decimated and the prospect of seed paddy remains scarce, an unsettling cloud of uncertainty hangs over their future. While the nation's resilience has been tested time and again, the question lingers: can the sun ever rise anew over these parched fields?
And time now for Asia This Week, the stories from across the continent.
6 billion to secure ammunition and weapons, including new ship-to-air missiles, according to the budget request.
Of floral artistry and delectable cuisines was celebrated with great enthusiasm across India. The festival drew people from all across the globe to engage themselves in the 10-day Harvest Festival, which also comprised the number of mind-refreshing events like boat races, folk dance performances, rangoli making and other cultural programs. So let's explore one more event this week that is yet another true manifestation of India's cultural heritage.
Kerala, popularly known as God's own country, is located in India's southern part. It has a long and rich cultural heritage that is closely intertwined with its flora and fauna. Annual festivals like Onam bring true joy to the people as it connects them with nature and cultivates fondness for one another. Start with sports events like boat races and tug-of-war, followed by traditional floral designs created by women with fresh yellow flowers to form rangolis. At the same time, men flaunt pulkit art, while temples perform religious processions every other day, drawing large numbers of people for feasts. This is how the 10-day Harvest Festival of Onam is celebrated in the southern state. Displaying over 20 cuisines served on banana leaves with a series of traditional folk performances, the Onam festival was celebrated with great fervour this year, attracting social media influencers and vloggers from across the globe.
We are very privileged to be here today from North India to South, especially Kerala being a very exotic place, a very offbeat destination. It's been such a beautiful experience up to now, visiting all the cultural heritage, the different places where government is dealing.
The Festival of Cuisines, Onam Sadhya, prepared with 13 dishes served on banana leaves, was widely observed and celebrated worldwide, especially by the Malayalis. On the occasion, people were found standing in long queues with their eyes fixed on the doors of the temples and their hearts full of hope to seek blessings for a prosperous life. Meanwhile, the premises of temples were filled with the scent of incense and the sound of chanting mantras. On the other side, enthusiast groups were busy entertaining crowds with their traditional exotic clothing and captivating dance forms such as Kathakali, Tiruvatira, Pulikali, Kumattikali, Tumba, Talal and Onamkali.
Today being a very auspicious day, so we wanted to celebrate our Onam, our first Onam actually after being married. So in the Sitapudar Coimbatore temple. So we wanted to start our first Onam being very happy.
We have come to this temple for Onam. We have been coming to this temple for ever since I knew. Yeah. So it is always so crowded here, like every year for Onam, it is always like this. And we do this prayers and all for the welfare and the happiness and prosperity of the family and for the well-being of whomever we care about.
Believers say the festival celebrates the homecoming of the mythological king Mahabali from Patal Lok, who, despite being a demon, was generous to people, and his reign was considered a golden era for the people of Kerala.
Onam is very special to our heart because we Malayalis grown by celebrating Onam each and every year. So it's very, very special to us. Whoever in which part of the world, everyone was so curious to celebrate Onam, and we everyone want to celebrate Onam with our family. So after my 5 years of MBBS life, I couldn't celebrate Onam very much. So today, this year, after completion of my MBBS, I am very much excited to celebrate Onam with my family.
Festivals like these serve a greater significance for people of today's generations, as they not only refresh their minds but also help them gain consciousness towards their everyday activities. Apart from the health aspect, the festival is also garnering appreciation and alluring tourists from around the globe.
States across the country mark Harvest Festival under different name and different traditions. With that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Goodbye and take care.